Hello, I'm Mike Mineta, the National Organizing Director of Wolfpack, which is the political arm of the Young Turks, the largest online news show in the world. I just want to thank you, the chair, and members of the committee for having us here today. We are currently working with volunteers in 40 states to pass resolutions at the state level calling for an amendments convention to restore free and fair elections. We have at least 10 live resolutions and recently passed a resolution through the Vermont legislature. The main underlying principle of our Constitution is the right to self-government. This most fundamental right is being sabotaged by the Supreme Court's gross misinterpretation of other essential rights that the people inherently possess. But all rights are inalienable, must be able to coexist. And AGR 1 puts these rights back in balance while removing the clear and present danger of billionaires buying our democracy by turning our public elections into private auctions. And every American knows that elections should be free of the corrupting influence of excessive spending by outside interest and fair enough that any citizen can run for public office. The good news is that we can fix this. And just like every other generation of Americans, we can amend the Constitution. We must amend. Because no law passed at the state or the federal level can be protected from this Supreme Court, who appears determined to destroy any semblance of a wall of separation between wealth and state. Now, there's only two ways to amend. 2/3 of Congress can vote to propose an amendment, or 2/3 of the states can demand a convention to propose amendments. Now, either way it's proposed, 75% of the state legislatures must vote in favor for ratification. And looking at history, most amendments start with state legislatures taking action and passing calls for an amendment through a convention. 4 out of the last 10 amendments started at the state level and then were proposed by Congress. The Bill of Rights began when New York and Virginia called for a convention to propose those amendments. And historically, 49 of the states, including California, have passed in total over 700 applications for an amendments convention on a variety of separate issues. So this is why there's a very strong precedent for a single issue convention. If Congress could take 10 applications for issue A, 20 applications for issue B, 4 for issue C, count them all together and address all 3 issues at a convention, then we would have already had one. Furthermore, there have been over 233 state-level conventions to amend and adapt their state constitutions, and none of those ever exceeded the scope of their mandate.
You have to wrap up. I'll give you 5 extra seconds.
Okay. Every generation of Americans has amended the Constitution, and now it's our turn. So thank you for being leaders in this fight for free and fair elections in America. And just one more thing. I've talked to a lot of citizens all over the country about this issue. I've talked to Republicans in blue districts, Democrats in red districts, and I can tell you with certainty that everybody wants this problem solved. And, everybody wants a true representative democracy. It's not a left or right issue. It's not a red or a blue issue. It's an American issue. And for that reason, I really encourage you to vote yes for AGR 1 today.
Thank you. And only because you're representing the Young Turks did I give you that extra time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.